Guys, we do really have a special guest on here tonight. His name is Brian Snitker, my cousin, my second cousin, that is, my dad's first cousin. He was on the 1971 Macon baseball team, who is the smallest team to ever make the state tournament in IHSA history, so that's a very nice feat. And he also is the Braves third base coach, which, that's
celebrity,
kind of, but Braves third base coach, and we're going to talk to him right now. And Brian, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you, Evan. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
How you doing, Brian?
Doing great, man. Good to have you.
Well, thank you for being on this show, man. We really appreciate it. And well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started with the interview, the investigation on you, Brian.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Alrighty.
All right, so the guy in the grassy knoll. No.
Danny, you want to go ahead and start it off if you like?
Oh, man, it's an honor to talk to you, Brian.
Oh, good. Yeah, this is a pleasure to be here with you guys, man. This is cool.
Oh, I got to thank Evan for setting up. I mean, Evan can be clutch sometimes.
No, Evan, I'm going to tell you what. There's no bigger baseball or sports fan in the world than Evan. So,
I can challenge that.
When he told me that, he wanted me to come on. I was like, well, this is pretty good. So I'm excited, about being there and talking to you guys.
All right, sweet. Well, here goes the first question, Brian. You guys had a great season last year, but by far. I mean, you guys had Craig Kimbrell, Rookie of the Year, the fireman in the back of that bullpen. Unfortunately, you guys were on the wrong side of that last game of the season against the St. Louis Cardinals. You guys lost, and then, the Cardinals went on to the World Series and won. What do you guys hope to change for this upcoming season? Anything that was in particular in your mind?
Well, I don't know anything particular. It was just our pitching was unbelievable last year. I mean, starting pitching, like I say, you had Kimbrell that won the National League Rookie of the Year. Eric O'Flaherty had, I think a below 1 ERA out of the bullpen. Johnny Venters, we probably had one of the top three relievers in Major League Baseball last year.
Yeah, the Nasty Boys of Atlanta.
Pretty much just, we had some guy, we had, a couple of injuries, which everybody does, and it's just one of those things that I think, we didn't get the big hit when we needed to. We didn't play bad at any point in time over that stretch, and we pitched pretty darn good. But we just didn't score enough runs, pretty much, and we kind of wore out our bullpen, and we lost a couple of our starters to injury. We had three rookies in our rotation. Not to make excuses, but our pitching was so good last year. I think it put us in a position late in the season to be ahead, and then it kind of caught up to us.
And Brian, can you kind of add to that? Can you talk about some of the players' reactions to the big collapse in that season, and I want to ask you how that will kind of fuel you guys to make a even bigger run this season.
No, I know. I don't know that anybody ever, going through this whole thing, it wasn't like, oh my God, we lost another game. Because our guys are pretty good about going out and just playing the game that's at hand. And probably the biggest game we lost was the first game in St. Louis in September. We had a 2-run lead, and Albert, chalked the ball down the right field line to tie a game, and then we lost it. I think we win that game, and we probably end up winning the wild card. But, it's like, it wasn't like guys, all of our guys, I mean, these kids, they love to play. They really got after it. It didn't happen. That's the game of baseball. But, and I think because of that, I think everybody to a man is ready been more than ready to get to spring training, because I think we have a whole team full of guys that know they can do better than what they did in September.
Now, I know you've been keeping up with the news, over the last couple months of the offseason, and the Miami Marlins, they're in your division. They've made a lot of key moves. They got the new fiery manager, Ozzie Guillen, formerly of the Chicago White Sox. They signed Jose Reyes. They signed Mark Burley. What team do you find the toughest in the NL East? The resurgent Miami Marlins, the veteran Phillies with that, amazing starting rotation, the young Nationals, or your longtime rival, the New York Mets?
Well, we got a really tough division all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because, the Marlins have always had talent. They had some injuries, I think, early on. Josh Johnson went down. And they had some other guy, Coughlin, his knee was screwed up or whatever, and he didn't perform like he did after winning the Rookie of the Year. They're always a talented team, unbelievably talented team. The Phillies, they're kind of what they are. It's no mistake. They do what they do with that pitching staff. I mean, it's kind of like the Braves of the '90s. The Nationals might be one of the most talented teams in our division, and they're getting pitching back. The Strasburg's healthy. The kid Zimmerman is healthy. They've made some great moves there. There's not one team in our division that I like to play, and we have a hard time playing all of them. I mean, we don't just dominate any team in our division, and it's probably one of the better divisions in all of baseball. And guys, it's all about the pitching.
Yeah,
whoever has that healthy pitching, starting pitching, bullpen, and it's like that's what it's all about. And every team that I just mentioned has all that.
Yeah, and it really didn't used to be like that. It used to be just a hitting parade throughout the major leagues, but now that we're coming into a pitching era, it really makes sense that pitching is the key thing if you're trying to build a winning ball club.
Oh, absolutely. It's pitching, defense, speed.
The fundamentals, pretty much.
Absolutely. You got it. Yeah, right. Because it's the pitching is really good. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, every time that bullpen door swings open, you got a guy throwing 95 to 98, 99 miles an hour. They all got breaking balls. I mean, it's about taking advantage opportunities, playing good baseball, making sure you don't have any 4 and 5 out innings. But that pitching is everybody's starting eight's really, really good, and it's the pitching that kind of separates everybody. And our division has really kind of, with the Phillies, ourselves, the Marlins, the Nationals. I mean, them guys everybody is getting better and better, and it's all with younger guys too. That's kind of the pleasant thing is it's like there's a lot of good young talent in our division.
Yeah, and Brian, I want to ask you something that I've really always wanted to know, but I've just never really thought of it when I'm around you. How do you prepare for the guys in the outfield for the teams? In terms of their arms, do you watch a lot of film on the guys on the opposing players to really know who to run on and who not to?
Yeah, after a while, I've been in the league a while, so I kind of know everybody. But I look every series I go in, and the video is unbelievable. We got great video people as everybody does. But I can go in and I can watch guys throw. You can pull up, a base hit to right field and the guy throwing to the plate or whatever. So you can watch all that and kind of get just, visually see something and have it in the back of your mind. Myself, I like to watch guys just warm up and play catch after they stretch before batting, before their batting practice. And I got to have it. I go out to third base and I watch guys play catch in between innings and see if anybody's favoring anything or – and that's the kind of things I like to know from our advanced scouts is who's not throwing good right now. Because it might be, there might be a 10-day period where those guys' arms aren't feeling very good, and 12 days down the road, everything's back to normal, and they're throwing really good. So, I like to visually see it just before I go out there and play the game, so I don't, get really, get too stupid or anything during the course of a game.
And I'd like to know who you fear most in the National League in terms of outfield arms.
Rick Ankiel, and probably because we had him too. He played here, when he was in St. Louis. That kid can he's got the most unbelievable throwing arm I've ever seen on any human.
Even better than Jeff Francoeur.
Jeff Francoeur is unbelievably accurate. And the scary thing about Jeff Francoeur, we only played against him a few times because I had him coming up in the minor leagues and he was here, is he thinks he can make every play. That's scary, because he feels like he can throw everybody out, and he is so accurate and quick. Arm strength is Rick Ankiel. Jason Worth is a very good defender.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Very
him.
good defender.